Hello and welcome to this recap and reaction to Star Trek Discovery, The Wolf Inside, which is episode 11.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to say that plenty of spoilers going to be occurring.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't have any spoilers, I wouldn't listen any further. But if you are ready for spoilers,
if you don't want spoilers, why have you clicked on the video? Like.
Yeah, so right, this episode's some of the big things.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed like Philippa Georgiou at the end as the Empress.
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming, but at the same time, I kind of hoped they wouldn't, like, because it was. I think it was too easy. So I think it'd been. They should have done someone else, someone like unexpected, someone
I mean, it was like unnamed for like 2 episodes, so it seems to go by rather quickly for unnamed Emperor. Though I didn't actually expect Philippa Georgiou, because I was like, I'm expecting Burnham probably would have killed her to become captain. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, that would have been mentioned in her like
log
background.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping it'd be someone else.
I mean, I thought, in terms of that, I did like the fact that she was like come across quite angry at Burnham for just basically, why the hell are you not listening to me? Yeah,
I loved. One thing I did love, another spoiler. I love Sarek with a goatee.
Oh yes,
because apparently all Mirror Universe Vulcans that are of importance have to have a goatee. So
you know they're different.
I think it was just I think it might have just been a reference or a callback or something to Spock with a goatee.
We've also got the moment that Jake has been waiting for.
Andorians, yo.
Yeah, that.
You should see my notes when they came on the screen.
And the design, we were obviously sourcing the snaps beforehand in terms of image leaks and promotional pictures, but the design looked really good as well. Look at some of the older designs, and they're not too different.
They're not too different. They're a bit spikier than they used to be, but I quite like it.
It's not like they're it's not like the eyes are massive, the eyes are gone or whatever.
I'm a fan of the new Andorians, I gotta say.
Yeah. So are you ready for the recap then, or anything else you want to say about overall with the episode?
I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as last episode, but I don't know if I expected to.
I think just last episode was just so good. That's just difficult for it, but I mean the overall Mirror arc has just been.
Oh, it's better so far.
Yeah,
like way better.
Right.
I really want to see more of Stammens' arc. Like, I'm so annoyed that they're only giving us snippets.
Oh yeah, that was
like, it just left it on a right cliffhanger. I'm like, no, come on, show me more.
Well, the fact it was Mirror statements as well in like the forest of spores. It was like, how was he there and what? I mean,
show me.
I'm surprised that there wasn't like dozens of them stepping out into the forest. Like, oh, welcome. Yeah. Right, so going right into the recap now. So we're on Discovery, and an engineer is making repairs, assuming outside of medical.
Yeah, because apparently, you just send when the entire deck's lights are glitching. You just send one engineer.
I mean, I've been watching some gameplay of Dead Space, so it feels a bit like that with the lights flickering on and off, and it's heading towards. But then obviously you get they find statements with the Doctor, who's obviously cradling him, and I wonder how long the Doctor has been there, because how long is it between?
How long? Like, according to Burnham, literally like a scene later, she's been on that other ship for 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, has his dead body just been there? Has nobody been to medical for like 2 days?
It is. I mean, it's quite odd when you think. If that had been at the end of last episode,
that I'd have understood.
Yeah, it would have been perhaps a little bit better. But because I assume like Tyler knocked out the lights.
Yeah.
And then he's knocked out security footage, most likely.
Yeah.
But anyways, carrying on. So we're on the Mirror Shenzhou, and Burnham is expressing concern about the place, and also about how it feels so different from her normal place.
Can I just bring to point? Why is she wearing lingerie? Like, is that like Mirror Universe just what you wear? No, like, because that's some fancy, like that's some like Bow Avenue or like. What's the other one? I don't know. I don't buy lingerie. Ann Summers. That's some like Ann Summers stuff she's wearing there.
To be honest, I was too focused on making notes. I wasn't really paying. I was like,
that wasn't the first thing I noticed.
But then the slave Saru arrives to perform, let's say, daily rituals. It's like cleaning rituals, really.
How awkward must it have felt for her to get naked in front of Saru? And, like, bathe with him there. Like, I know I'd feel weird.
Yeah, because it's like a mirror. Your mirror superior officer is now your slave, and it has to dress you.
Yeah, and wash your naked body and stuff. And that's just weird. That's gonna be a weird thing when she goes back.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of as like a slave race, I was mentioned to Jacob earlier on, his species seems a bit difficult as a slave race
Poorly equipped
because they're very strong, they're very fast. This species is just so confusing because they're just so tall, so fast, so strong.
But they're a prey race, apparently.
Yeah, it's quite.
They're such good. They're so good at being prey that they're basically predators.
Yeah, it's quite odd. She's still giving up. So it's sort of like still giving a little bit of a monologue.
Yeah.
But she heads to the teleporter for an execution scene because some of the people who were in the Agonizer last episode are now getting.
Is it just me, or did one of them look kind of like Chris Pratt?
No, I didn't.
When he was in space,
before he went on the Marvel training regime, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see. Like back in the day, back fat Chris Pratt.
Before I need to get on those Marvel training regimes, but I did like when they were beamed them into space. Or they let them breathe. They seen the gas come out of them, and they're basically freezing up. And also, I don't know how exactly it would happen in space, but it's a good effect.
I don't know that we know for certain what it'd look like. We've got theories, and it involves a bit more expansion, and because the physics behind it is basically, do you know all the gas that's in your blood, that's in solution in your blood? It's the air pressure that keeps that as a solution in your blood. If there's no pressure, the gas will basically, your blood will become sort of like a fizzy drink, where it all just fizzes and all the gas comes out and escapes. And just imagine that everywhere, and just gas coming out of every bit of your body and blood and stuff.
I don't know how that would work on screen. So far, just to see them like a little bit of gas come out of their mouth and freezing up seems like it's a reasonable effect to go for. So then she's next scene. She's basically expressing concern to Tyler, and that basically he says that she's his tether.
And
so it seems like she actually needs him to help her more.
Yeah,
it seems like she's trying to do her role and help him at the same time, which is a bit of
I just love
quite difficult, really.
The thank you for reminding me of everything good and everything I want my life to be, and I was just there like he's a Klingon.
Yeah, but then Slave Saru enters the room and they have to basically transform back into their hard Terran cells.
Yep. We're done here.
Yeah, get out. And also, she sends him off to check on Lorca because he needs to be kept alive. Or obviously, he has to get a certain amount of pain because they can't make it look like it's comfort. But
Lorca does not look happy at any point when you see him.
No.
Which I quite enjoy because I just know he's going to turn out he's going to be an evil bugger. Like he's going to be from the real universe. Like
but then she also names the slave Saru, which I can't tell if that did an reaction to him. But
it was a bit of a slip up on her part.
Yeah, because.
But I think, judging from his reaction and judging from what happens later, I think he appreciated it.
He's not going to complain about any kindness. He's just going to. I'm just going to ignore it and just carry on.
Yeah. So
the Discovery calls in, and Tilly speaks first and asks, obviously, to secure. Ask how she's doing. Well, she seems okay.
Yeah.
But obviously then she's replaced by actual Saru.
Yeah. I just love the conversation, because she's got the data, but she can't unencrypt it. It's like, why would the data that they're storing on their ship being unencryptable by their ship? What if you need to access that data? Surely the encryption key is somewhere else in the data.
I assume that
on the ship, do you have to request permission for certain ones or something?
Perhaps it's like certain ranking and
yeah. And if so, she's the captain. She could just.
How did you download it in the first place to get it?
She could have just like been like, I want to look at this, and they'd have been like, okay, captain.
Yeah. So yeah, she basically said that data can't be sent across.
Yeah.
And she asks about Stamens, who hasn't recovered, but he also asks about his members of his race. Well,
yeah.
Burnham lies and says, well, no, there aren't any here.
So why would there be? Like, as far as Saru knows, like, why? What? The Terran Empire are xenophobic, human, pro-humans. Like, if there were any on the ship, they would not be in a good situation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's going to lie to him because she can't say, oh yeah, he's my personal slave over here.
Yeah.
But when we leave, he's still going to be he's going to be a slave here. It's like,
yeah.
We can't exactly take him with us.
Yeah.
Or can they? They could.
It wouldn't be the first time something like that's happened.
I mean, it's not like some sort of weird thing like, oh, there's two of them in the same universe.
No.
One of them will die. I don't
know that I know of. I don't think two people. Well, no, I think it'd be fine. Like, they're both existing in the mirror universe, fine.
Yeah, so seemed to be okay. And I was like, one's like going,
just maybe don't touch each other.
I'm slowly. Anyway, screw that. But move back on. Anyway, so we're back on Discovery. So Tilly and Saru are discussing the Doctor's death.
Yeah.
And Stamens' condition,
and about not telling Burnham about it.
Yeah, but they seem to think that Stamens has killed him.
Yeah.
But Tilly thinks it's not Stamens' fault. It's more that because of the spores are driven to it.
And it wasn't Stamens, it was Vok. I mean Tyler.
Yeah, but like, I'm assuming that this is something to do with Tyler obviously being security chief. He's deleted.
The computer would have still been like, "Hey, look, someone died. Everyone should know about this."
Yeah, like override security that captain.
Yeah.
Like captain emergency at medical.
Yeah. Like,
or other medical staff emergency at medical. Like
there were sensors all over the ship, and like. I don't know. I don't like that bit, but
yeah. Right, so we're back on the Shenzhou, and they receive a message from the Emperor and a mission. So they know of the leader of the resistance called Firewolf on a planet called Harlech.
Yeah, I love that in this bit I put my reaction is Burnham's just going to tell the rebels that she's from the other universe, isn't she? That was my first thought. As soon as they were talking about rebels, I was like, she's just going to rock up and be like, hey, I'm from another universe. I'm going to help you.
Perhaps that probably should have said that after Sarek had like mind melded, or Sarek should have said something.
Yeah. But,
well, I suppose it's difficult for someone to say, trust me, I'm from a different universe. Like, we're not falling for that one. Get a Vulcan on her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're ordered to fire from orbit and basically to wipe out or resistance.
Yep.
And number one, or Keela, as now we know her name now.
The redhead.
Yes, that's what we try to remember the name. Says she prepares to load the proton torpedoes to fire.
Don't assume what I'm going to do, number one, or something along those lines.
Yes. And so she lectures them for being soft.
Yeah.
And she wants to get her hands dirty and land on the planet.
AKA, I want to go down and talk to them and maybe save their lives.
Yeah. I mean, I quite like this because she was actually playing the role, but playing the role for herself because she was acting strong. She was like, what do you think you're doing? It's like, I am in charge. I will say when we will load all our torpedoes.
Yeah.
It seems that sort of culture would instill that sort of strength.
Also, I'm just going to jump ahead to something like, when you actually see the proton torpedoes fired at the planet, proton torpedoes, I don't think they're that strong.
I don't think,
to my knowledge.
I'm assuming that wasn't. I'm assuming that was some sort of a weapon because
you saw like a silo of them. No, they were proton torpedoes, and then you see that it was like, okay, that's an entire planet, and you saw that decimate like a continent-sized chunk. One of them. It's like, damn.
Yes, that was some pretty strong stuff. But so we'll get back to that properly seen later on. So we get she has to bring Lorca up to her
ready room,
yeah, and so he just disagrees with the decision. No, actually, no, they're in the prison cell, aren't they?
No, ready room.
I'm sure it was in the prison because
she said, "Tell Lorca to my ready room." Oh wait. No, it was in the prison. The first one was in the prison. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. So he disagrees with the decision.
Yeah.
And they need to carry on the mission, shell the planet, and carry on.
Yeah.
But Burnham's
nah.
No, it's like your condition's affecting you, but
No, the fact he's from this universe is affecting him. That's what it is.
So she says that this resistance
Yeah.
is the closest thing to the Federation in this universe.
She's not wrong.
Yeah. And Lorca is saying, well, you can only take yourself and Tyler down to the surface.
Because you take anyone else, you risk being, found out.
Yeah. I mean, I quite understand Lorca's position as well. As like, what are we going to do? If we help these people, what's going to happen later on?
Yeah, what's going to happen to us?
Yeah, either they get exposed and killed.
Yeah, or we get exposed and killed.
Yeah, or they'll kill us because they assume they're the other side, and they're not really our people.
Yeah.
So is it what risk? But she's like, I do understand her points. Like, well, they are still.
Yeah.
We can't let this sort of regime go on. But so we're back on Discovery. So Saru and Tilly are talking about Stamens.
Yeah, and she wants to pump Stamens full of the thing that caused his condition to try and save him.
Yeah, because she thinks the idea is that the spores will essentially re-hook up his brain, or
like they're basically rewriting his brain, and like she proposes a theory that some of the neural links that looked like they were firing into nothing were actually firing directly into the mycelial network or something. Like,
yeah.
It's all pseudoscience. So like,
I do wonder if the Doctor was around, he would not allow this to happen.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, because I assume he'd be like, he would say, like you say, this is the thing which put him in this condition. We're not going to pump more thing into him now.
I mean, it does work sometimes. Like, I don't know. It's all pseudoscience anyway. So like,
So we're back on this the Shenzhou. I'm getting mixed up here. But anyway, so Tyler thinks they're going to kill it if they go under the surface, which he is right.
Yeah.
But Bernard says, just do what I say.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And they get their faces ready to make it look as if they're going to fight.
Yeah, and then they get beamed into what I can only describe as either A, Doctor Who set, or B, a Power Rangers set. Because it's obviously a quarry. They obviously get beamed to like some quarry somewhere. And I was just like, oh look, they're on like a Doctor Who or a Power Rangers set.
I'm just glad they didn't go down the surface and go, lick the surface and go, it's salt. I'm just glad they didn't do that. That's the one thing I'm going for. So they see nothing around them. Not sure what's going on. All of a sudden, explosions start popping around them.
Yeah.
And Tyler's...
Those are some inaccurate rebels.
Yeah. I don't know what... I believe it actually kill... Like, what are the rebels thinking?
I think maybe they wanted to,
scare them off.
Yeah, it was more like warning shots and stuff to, be like, we have the bigger weapons, put your guns down.
But I would have thought they perhaps would have sensed they could send like, a ship in orbit. Yeah. So, I mean, assuming whatever technology these resistance had, could figure this out. But she tells Tyler not to fire back.
Andorians, yo.
That's the moment that Jacob's been waiting since October.
Since ages. It's been ages since I've seen on-screen Andorians.
Well, since Enterprise, I guess.
Yeah, it was in Enterprise. I don't know if you see any in Deep. I don't remember seeing any in Deep Space Nine.
Were they?
I know you don't see any really in. Yeah, no, the androids aren't
very, very common.
Yeah, which is weird when they're like
when they actually are common.
Yeah.
So they get taken away by an Andorian, Tellarite, Klingon, and a Vulcan.
Yeah.
So they find the base, which is actually cloaked. They say it's an active camouflage, but I'm assuming it's just cloak.
Basically, active camouflage, reactive cloak. It's and with those species, it's like those are the species that can make this technology. That makes sense.
I assume because it's Vulcan, it's Klingon technology. So I know the Romulans have it as well. But
I mean, I was to say, I'm pretty sure it was originally Romulan technology, and then the Klingons stole it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to call old canon now, because Discovery is obviously rewriting it all.
So they're brought to the Firewolf.
Yeah.
And it is Vok.
It is Vok indeed. Vok, son of Non.
And Tyler's in shock.
Yeah, Tyler just starts like
gets loads of flashbacks.
PTSD and like it's like Vok's coming out.
and Burnham is actually known as the Butcher of the Binary Stars because she's the first one to fire.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that
the same sort of encounter happened, and instead of that, it was a lot of Klingons died rather than a lot of humans.
I mean, assuming in the main universe, a lot of Klingons still did die.
Yeah, but
It's
maybe
perhaps just more
not as many.
but slightly around this time around. But she offers to help them.
Yeah.
But Vox like, I'm not really going to believe that. Bring out our prophet, and it's Sarek.
With a goatee.
With a goatee. So to prove intent. So he looks inside her mind.
Yeah. And
sees the mirror universe.
Well, the prime universe.
Yeah. Well, their mirror.
But I was like, he looked like such a half-assed Vulcan mind melt he did there. Like his hands weren't like in the right. This is just me being like it's meant to be like here, and here is what you do.
Which he's saying by the eyebrow.
Yeah.
It's by the eye.
Well, it's cheekbone, temple, and like chin are the 3 spots you meant to.
Maybe he's thinking, I'm not going to find anything. I'm not doing
It looked like a half-assed mind meld.
These Klingons don't know what they're doing for these mind meld.
Yeah.
I can just put my hands on any place and it'll be perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about. So Vok is pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, and well, I love that Sarek's like, wait, what? How is that possible? Because he's seeing like
his other version.
Yeah, he's seeing that he is basically Burnham's father in the other universe, and he's all like, what? And like human compassion and whatnot.
You were trained by the Vulcans.
Yeah,
it's like quite confusing.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be quite confusing. Imagine.
Yeah, in this universe, that's like unheard of.
Yeah, but Vox, he's quite happy with that. He's like, yep, sure. Yep. If he says you're okay, I'm alright with that.
It's like, even I'm not hard-headed enough to question Sarek. It's like, you know what? I can respect that. I quite like I like Mirror Universe Vok. He's an alright guy.
Yeah. So Burnham is like, she wants to know how the Klingons are able to actually work together, multiple races.
Yeah. That's not the question I thought she was going to ask.
It's like, are you Tyler?
No, I was
like, Vok, are you underneath your skin? Are you Tyler?
I was more like, hey, you guys, rebels, are you any good at decrypting this sort of data? Like, you literally do it for a living.
I got these in classified documents. Can you encrypt it?
And give it back to me.
And I'll have you can keep a copy, and we'll take the other copy with us. Yeah.
But and it's like, well, what's keeping you guys together? I was like, well, isn't that literally obvious? Isn't that like the most obvious thing? It's like, why are they banding together? Because they're all banding against a common threat. Like, it's like
the exact same for Federation.
It's the age-old the thing.
Like, they're all separate.
The Federation didn't actually band together for a common threat, really.
Well, was it they were fighting the Romulans were causing
Romulan war, and I think didn't they have a war with the Tellarites at some point? But I don't know.
So Andorians and Tellarites had a war.
Yeah.
And there was Romulans were stirring up stuff, and they all worked together basically to
quell that. It was sort of but it wasn't quite the same situation.
Yeah, but it is quite easy to understand. It's Terrans are massive threat.
Do you know one thing that does annoy me about the Terrans? That their ships look identical to the Federation ship. It's like, no, because Federation ships aren't designed just to be warships. They don't look like warships. It's not what they're designed for.
I mean, for a start, there's all the circle things. I'd have thought they'd be more spiky, more sharp.
But they're a really inefficient battleship design. Even some of the bigger ones, because they're not primarily designed as battleships.
No, I almost wish they sort of looked like Battlestar type ships, because they're proper warships type things.
I understand something like Discovery and Shenzhou looking at, because they're older. They're not exactly battleships. They're more sciencey vessels and stuff.
It's possible because the Defiant is their flagship, or one of the most important ships in history.
Yeah,
they might have based a lot of designs upon that.
True.
Because it's the thing that basically saved their empire 100 years before.
We're assuming. Is that ever actually said definitely?
It was in the Enterprise.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
So he says that, or Vox says that Kahless guides him, and that his enemies have united him.
And it triggers Burnham, which is his.
You mean?
I mean, it triggers Tyler.
Tyler Vok, yeah.
Tyler Vok.
And he starts getting visions, and he says all the clans are united, which basically snaps.
Yeah,
Tyler.
He needs all the clans to be united before we can have other people. It's like, it's like the Klingons themselves need to be united before we can have other people. It's like, I can sort of understand that. It's not.
I think that isn't that basically what happens by next generation though. The Klingons are more united, so therefore they're more willing to accept the Federation.
I mean, the Klingons joined the Federation at some point.
Oh yeah, but they have to basically.
Yeah.
It's a bit like you've got like in like today's world, you wouldn't have like a world government.
Yeah.
If no one's all working together. Brexit. Sorry.
Let's not get political.
It's 25 minutes in. Don't worry about that. Right. So basically, Vok bests him, as you'd expect, because he's actually an actual Klingon.
Yeah.
Compared to Klingon in human flesh. Not like a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah, it's like, but like I do like it, like the whole conflict and like the way he shouts at him, like basically saying remain Klingon or die, and
Yeah.
It was the two contrasting Voks, and I quite liked it.
I did.
Then,
yeah.
Vok just kicking the crap out of Tyler. That was
great. But then she's like, Vok says, well, even human deception can now outwit Vulcan mind meld. Because
no, he didn't. He never mind melded with Tyler. He only minded with Burnham. Like, he knows Burnham's in like what Burnham wants, not what Tyler wants. I'm surprised that Sarek didn't mind meld with Tyler at that point and be like, oh, wait, what? Like, I'd have loved to see Sarek mind meld with Tyler and be like, wait, you're Vok, but you're human, but you're Vok.
This gives us ideas.
Yeah.
I did like when Doran, who's got his gun.
Yeah.
When they have the voice effect.
Yeah.
I'd quite like that because you don't expect all species to sound exact, and obviously perhaps there's some sort of technology make them all sound similar.
Yeah.
But I did like that the effect on his voice.
The universal translators do usually make you all sound similar, but like if it's like a shoddier or like a less common voice, like a less common language and stuff, they can sound different and slightly more robotic, which is I quite liked.
I assume it's just like because their vocal cords would be different. That's but it's made at least make it sound more. Rather than just being alien as a face, having their voice slightly different just makes them sound more alien.
Just Andorians,
Yeah.
Andorians.
So they asked for. She gives some. She asked for some dud information really.
Basically, yeah. Just proof of mission completion.
And she gives them an hour to leave.
I don't understand. It's like, why would they wait an hour to know? It's like, well, what reason is she going to give when she gets back that she's giving them an hour before the bombardment?
Yeah, it's like I don't know if there's some sort of shielding.
Yeah,
like you get underneath your bunkers,
or like stay down there for an hour.
Yeah, we'll be when we get back up, we'll be firing straight away.
Yeah, like
so hide in some sort of under. Cause I assume that our shielding, enhanced like some sort of plating.
They said they were going to evacuate, so like I don't
know. When they noticed them leaving as well.
Maybe they went down to the other side of the planet, and
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I'm pretty sure that this Vok is going to have escaped, and now he's going to mistrust.
Probably Sarek as well.
Yeah, he's probably going to mistrust Burnham from now on
because the Mirror Spock is actually in the Federation, isn't he? Well, not Federation, the Empire.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen any.
I was looking doing some research on Mirror stuff. But I know he's in the Empire,
which is weird.
Yeah, because he's half and half.
Yeah,
but I assume it's because in the Terran Empire, if you actually want to serve humans, and he is part human, but I assume to a Terran Empire, a half human, half Vulcan would actually be worse than either a full Vulcan or because it was like, oh, you're an abomination or something, right? But I assume from seeing other science fiction or fantasy that's what would happen. But I guess they're not too bothered. Like, oh, well, you're a bit human, in you go.
Yep.
So that she gets back to the Shenzhou, so she passes on the data and tells them to ready the torpedoes.
Yeah.
But oh no, she wants to talk to Tyler in her room because of his outburst.
And like, then Vok comes out and he's all like,
"Oh yeah,
I remember who I am now." And like
before that, there's a scene before that. So it's the discovery scene where they're trying to use the spores to revise statements.
Yeah, this is where
But his heart is basically struggling with it. But she wants to, because it seems going well, she'll be recommended the command program.
Yeah.
And Saru is saying yes.
It's like as soon as the thing she said about fungi is a bit wrong about linking life and death. It's like, no, there are quite a few organisms that can do that, but never mind. I just love the fact that as soon as she's like all confident with herself, everything goes wrong. Like
it's all like basically the confidence from pretending to be a captain seems very feeding back into a natural personality.
Yeah, and then Stamens
starts to struggle.
Stamens did do a die.
Yeah, they try and bring medical staff in, but
do you know what annoys me? This is just a common misconception across loads of stuff. But they come in and have like the shock paddles, you know, the defibrillator stuff. Defibrillators don't restart hearts. If your heart has stopped beating, a defibrillator isn't going to do much. A defibrillator stops an erratic heartbeat. So if your heartbeat's going all mental and stuff, that's what they're for, to even your heartbeat out. If it's gone, it's, you know, chest compressions. You can sort of sometimes restart it, but that's not what defibrillators are, you know, for.
I kind of wish there was something that's slight difference, especially when you clapped on their chest.
To stop.
And then something came out and bashed it, perhaps.
To stop, like, your heart from fibrillating. Just why it's called a defibrillator. Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Just
but I put a question mark by obviously Stamens dying, because obviously you know he can't die because he's one of the main characters. I know that's kind of an obvious thing to say sometimes, but
he has plot armor to a certain
it's not like he in a way he has died because he's been transformed.
Yeah.
But it's more like you don't know what state he's in.
Well, he's gonna come back and he's gonna go like, you know, Kaioken, you know, or like
the Emperor. Oh no, Stamens is
Is it Kaioken?
Super Saiyan or Kaioken.
I can't remember what the human version of Super Saiyan is. Is it Kaioken?
No, that's still the it's the god of the area, the Kais.
Yeah.
So it's not a human, but humans could do him, I guess. But anyway, going Dragon Ball talk. That's for a different Dragon Ball cast. Should have done that 18 months ago. Anyway, so back on the Shenzhou.
Yeah.
So Burnham wants to know what the hell's going on with Tyler.
Oh yeah.
And Tyler's he tries to make excuse like, I was just acting like a terrorist. Like no, everything was under control.
Yeah.
You started mucking things up.
And you went all, you know,
Klingon psycho.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely after this, Tyler slips away, and Vok basically starts replacing her, and like, talks about L'Rell, the Klingon.
He does seem to have like. He does seem to have merged though. Like it is sort of like a weird hybrid of Tyler and Vok, but Vok is the main
the
personality.
dominant one, yeah. And like almost like Vok was held back a bit by Burnham.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, you wonder what would have happened if he'd gone to a different ship, because it could quite easily have picked up. Like, no, he couldn't have, because it was Lorca who was with in the same cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so perhaps that wouldn't have happened anyway. But yes.
Kaioken is. Sorry, I just googled it. I had to. Kaioken is the human version of Super Saiyan.
Well, yes and no. So Burnham essentially tries to pull Tyler back, really, from the going overboard into Vok. He's like, don't worry, the doctor will sort you out. I was like, yeah, I killed him. He figured it out, and now he's dead.
Yeah.
And then she pulls like the gun, the phaser out.
It's like, I'll do it, and then Vok has flashbacks to her shooting to Kuvma, and then
her fighting him as well.
Yeah, that's sort of where Burnham finally goes, oh, like it really is Vok, like.
And basically he knocks the weapon out of her hand.
And starts to strangle her. And she doesn't really do much to fight him off.
Yeah, it just seems like he's a lot stronger and she can't... Well, you assume you could like, need him.
Like, well, he was really close. Like, it wasn't like she was, she couldn't reach him.
I assume all the jaggy part of the armour could have cracked off and stabbed him.
She could have, smacked him in the face,
Or jabbed the eyes like in the previous fight.
Yeah.
Then obviously Saru comes in
and just throws him across the room. No effort at all.
Again, the question is, how are they a slave race? And I'm surprised they would either wipe them out properly, or have like some sort of massive collars on to stop them, like an electric shock.
Just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's. But anyway, so Kayla, or Redhead, as sometimes we referred to her previously, and comes in and basically says, "Don't worry, we'll execute him swiftly."
Yeah. As
an example.
And she's like, yeah, do you know what? Do it.
I know you're favour of him, but...
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, this scene I quite liked, because it's like the culmination of a lot of plots.
Yeah. It's sort of like the peak of her Terran
itself.
arc. It's the peak of
Tyler Vok.
Tyler Vok. It's it ties together a lot of things, and then the reveal of what she did with it afterwards is good.
I do wonder if they will, or if they can bring back the original Tyler.
I don't.
I assume not.
I don't know.
Because also, I don't know how Tyler would return into like a Vox shell.
Yeah.
It just seems like he's gone too far to return him to his original form.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll probably do something.
Yeah, because I assume that would happen at some point, because obviously
they'll probably get a Vulcan to mime on with him or something.
Yeah.
Across light years. Oh god, so I just remembered that's a thing in this.
Yes, it makes you wonder about what happened. Is the original was actually the Tyler that was actually the original Tyler?
Yeah.
Or is it Vok was changed to become Tyler? Or
I don't know. Vok was changed to become Tyler, so I'm guessing that there was actually a Tyler, but they just selected him
he's
because
like
he was
long.
dead.
Yeah, he's basically long gone.
Yeah, do you know what I want to know?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how the Mirror Universe Burnham was brought up, because it didn't her parents
get killed by Klingon?
Yeah, didn't they die really early? So I want to know who raised her.
Yeah, because also she will act differently to the Mirror version.
Yeah. Because
she was raised by Vulcans.
Yeah.
So
I want to know what sort of upbringing she had, but that's just general curiosity.
Yeah. So back on Discovery, and Stamens is obviously still in the chamber, which surprisingly.
Why did they there were two doctors there? When his heart stopped beating, why did they just leave him in the chamber?
Yeah. I was like,
why did
someone dies, so you go, well, job's done. Someone else pick him up.
I'm like, they could have just teleported his body to the med bay. They could. They have.
Yeah. Or an incinerator or something like that.
They have teleporters. They have. They could have beamed him. They could have beamed him to the med bay.
So Tilly is expressing regret at his death.
Yeah.
But then he
starts twitching.
Twitching, which I'm question mark life, because it's
his brain is there's activity there.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Yeah. But I think at this point, he meets Mirror Stamens in the forest of. I think it's forest of spores.
Yeah, it's a mycelial forest, mycelial network or whatever. And the Mirror one's like, Paul, is it? Is his name Paul?
Yeah.
There's Paul. I'm glad you found your way. It's like,
why does he not have a beard?
Yeah,
or a stash?
Oh, Stamens has got to be consistent through it, because he's the one that can travel between them and.
But I assume I'm surprised there isn't more of them.
Yeah, I'd have loved
dozens of them.
A dozen Stamens who hey,
sup. I wonder I do wonder what Mirror Stamens is like, because
same.
It doesn't come off.
In
the very first meeting, you assume he's going to be the evil version.
I mean, even the evil Terran Empire need decent scientists and stuff, so he could be not that different.
I mean, I suppose when Kayla did the execution, she was saying, well, I know you're fond of him, but it's what we've got to do.
Yeah. And as well, I mean, Stamens did switch personalities a lot, earlier in the season, that could have been him taking on aspects of Mirror Stamens,
Oh, yeah, perhaps Mirror's taken on
when he was getting really angry and thingy,
Yeah.
And then there's the bit where he was all happy and lovey and stuff, and
That's why I was saying there should be more than just the one there.
Yeah, unless the angry Stamens is our Stamens and the really happy lovey one is actually the Mirror Stamens, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, instead of being locals in the Mirror Universe, actually Stamens is from the Mirror Universe. He's gone back in his past self or something.
Oh.
So we are back.
Why is it so dark on the Shenzhou? Because we go back to the Shenzhou. This is where it goes back to the execution. But why is it so poorly lit? I know you're an evil, oppressive regime, but damn, light your bloody corridors.
They got looking to save from power. It's all power to weapons. Why can't I see anything? It's sir, you said all power to weapons.
Yeah.
That's why we've turned off all the lights.
We've turned off literally everything else.
Aside from oxygen and weapons. That's it. So we're back on the Shenzhou.
Yeah, and it's dimly lit corridors. Why? Yeah. I was there is she actually gonna do it? Is she actually gonna kill him?
I did that she went up and punched him in the gut.
Yeah. It's and and then she's like, wait, this is my
my kill, yeah.
And it's she obviously sent some sort of message to the Discovery, but like she pushed like 3 buttons, and that's a transporter terminal. It's not like a
mass. Yeah.
It's not like a communications thing. Like, so I don't know how she sent the message. How the Discovery knew. Like, it's just a little nitpick there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad it happened the way it did. Like, because obviously she slipped the data onto him, and
that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
So then she wants Lorca brought up to her quarters
for a personal interrogation.
Yeah. Which I thought was like, because she was how did he do something to Tyler to make him turn, which makes him obviously. She just wants to chat to Lorca, but she's got to make it sound right to her crew.
Yeah.
And obviously at the moment, Tyler is then picked up by the Discovery before his death. And you find out he was carrying the data.
Burnham did a smart.
Yep, but they're also, like, he wanted to die. It's like, dying with honour? It's like, is it really dying of honour being vented out into space? I mean,
but execution's not really dying with honour. It's, dying in battle, that's dying on honour. Dying in a fight, dying with honour. Being executed by ejected into space, not really much honour in that death.
No. Like, did someone not tell you about what honour is? Like, let's figure it out.
Yeah, I loved the whole, the whole talk that Saru gives him.
Yeah, so we're Federation, we do things differently.
Yeah, it's like, we may be in this universe, you may have done horrendous things, but we are the Federation. We will, even though we're in this universe, we are the Federation. We will still
do play their role.
Yeah.
But also, we're back on the Shenzhou.
Yeah.
And also in the private quarters of the captain, and Lorca is saying, well, they need to know more before they can leave, because Burnham is basically like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Can we just go? He's like, well,
we've got the data. Like, but what if they can't decrypt the data? What if something goes wrong? What if it's not open to us? It's like, all this. Like, well, I'm just like, you're just stalling. You just want to be on this ship. You've got some sort of plan. You're from the mirror universe.
Yes.
Just get it over and reveal it.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the one thing the theory that's probably left.
Yeah.
I don't know what other theories are hanging around, but
I think that's like the major one that's left.
Yeah, because obviously Vox done.
The one that makes sense at least.
Yeah.
Vox done, like. Mirror Tilly being captain.
Stamens turning into a gene navigator.
Or like, no, just Stamens and
in general.
In general. The Doctor dying because he was too smart.
Yeah. Like Burnham is worried that she basically won't be able to survive.
Yeah.
On her own. She's like, oh, you're not on your own. It's like.
Well, you're kind of stuck in an agonizer most of the time, and like.
And she has to, and the one person she trusted.
Turned out to be Vok.
Yeah, turned out to be a Klingon and tried to kill her.
Her like arch nemesis.
Yeah, so. But at that moment, they're brought out that by they get a message someone else is firing from space at the planet.
Yeah.
Which you mentioned earlier on will look very, very powerful.
Like I know proton torpedoes are powerful, but like that looks like it blows up like an entire continent. Like
to be fair, proton torpedoes did blow up a Death Star. Oops, wrong sci-fi series. Oops, annoyed everyone there.
Proton. Photon torpedoes, proton torpedoes, different universes. But yeah, the photon torpedoes are, to my knowledge, and these are Terran Empire photon torpedoes, so they might have a higher yield. They are a more warring.
Yeah, I assume that was the case there, because they were fighting rebels and they were being far more aggressive. That's what the case was.
That did just that was an extinction level event that they did to that planet. Yeah,
that was devastating.
A bombing. That was that was all life on that planet is done. Like, everything. That was extinction they just caused there.
That's the thing, because if they'd actually had some sort of underground cavern, and they'd had to wait and she'd like done a couple of shelling, she'd gone, I've done it.
Yeah.
Then gone away.
Like, why did they need to do such a massive salvo when they knew the exact coordinates of the base as well?
Yeah.
Why did you need to blow up half of the planet?
I assume it's because we're the Empire, we don't really care about this planet. We're going to blow it up. The Emperor transports in the unnamed Emperor.
Well, no, it doesn't like transport in. It's
transmit.
Hologram.
Yeah, hologram. My mistake. And it turns out it's Philippa Giorgio, a former captain in the Prime Universe.
Yeah.
And she is not happy at having to clean up the mess of Burnham, and wondering why she's not bowing as well. And also Lorca, I think there's a hint of a smile.
That was not a hint. That was a smug little grin that came on his face. That was like a full-on smug little. What are you planning? That was. I'm gonna swear because it's the only way. That was a shit-eating grin. That's the only way to describe that.
That was quite nice. 'Cause I was, yeah, I quite liked the Emperor's arrival and basically her shelling the planet, and then the reveal of the Emperor. Because I know they like we weren't sure who this unnamed Emperor, because they assumed it'd be a character. It was like, what was it? Could be Cornwell.
It could be.
Could have been Giorgio. It's like
Giorgio. But I didn't. I kind of wanted them like, boom, it's someone, and be like, be it someone that makes sense, but you wouldn't have thought of initially.
Damn it, not Tyrell. Where is Tyrell?
I'd have loved it if Tyrell was one of the Vulcans sat at the Resistance.
Yeah, that would have been quite good. That would have been pretty nice. But unfortunately, he is planning his master plan from the deepest, darkest space.
His army of replicants.
Soon, with my army, we will conquer all the universes. Oh, pity.
But yeah, it makes sense for it to be Giorgio, just shock factor. The whole thing. It gives Burnham another arc to get through.
Now there is. I've seen some things on Reddit about the Emperor, because the first Emperor was Hoshi Sato from Enterprise. And I see, well, perhaps is Philippa Giorgio perhaps descendant of Sato? Because I think speculation, but some would say that perhaps just because they're both Asian.
Yeah,
but
it's a bit racist.
No, but I'm saying is I'm saying because they're both.
Hoshi Sato got killed off. Like she was dead.
No, the mirror version. The mirror version became Emperor.
No, but she was. Empress Hoshi Sato was dead. Like, we know that for certain.
Oh well, because it obviously would have been like 100 years afterwards anyway.
Yeah. She was killed off.
But I was assuming it was because like the Empire kills the other person. That's assumed what happened, rather than like by birth, right? Like a noble in our world.
Yeah. I always hate the idea of nobility and stuff. That's a conversation for another day, though.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if it was a bit like the Holy Roman Empire. It's more like not quite elected, but like whoever's the strongest, you become emperor. If you're strongest, you become emperor. You're strongest, you become emperor.
Or the Byzantine Empire.
They like the Eastern Roman Empire. It's the Eastern Roman Empire. No, do not mock Justinian.
But yeah, and I kind of wanted. It's a good place to end, but it's also a really annoying place to end.
There's like two big cliffhangers.
Yeah, like just that. I think this is the first proper hook.
Aside from the mid-season finale?
The one, apart from the mid-season finale that made me really go, I want to watch more now. Because I'll tell you exactly what it was. And I think it was the best bit of acting we've seen in this entire episode. That grin. That little grin off Walker, the tiniest little thing, but that was what made me go, what are you planning? What? And that grin alone made me go, I want to watch the next episode, I want to watch it now.
I'm quite looking forward to it. There's only 4 episodes left now.
Yeah,
I wonder, will they get back in this half?
I'm gonna say I'm disappointed again. I know this is just me with Discovery in general, because it was meant to be like an anthology series. It was meant to be like each series was set in a different time zone. I really loved that idea, but it's pretty obvious they're not going to do that anymore. Like, it's pretty obvious that they're going to stick with these characters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you have to pay Jason Isaacs. I assume he's probably the biggest name there.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say Jason Isaacs is exactly like a massive star as well. Because there's Keanu Reeves, John Wick TV show coming out with Constantine, where Keanu Reeves is going to be appearing.
Yeah.
And then
but Keanu Reeves will probably do that for free. He's amazing.
But then it's like when you have quite big movie stars, if they sometimes have television shows.
Keanu Reeves gives 90% of his money away to charity.
Oh yeah, but I was just saying, use an example I know.
I'm just saying, Keanu Reeves is just one of the nicest men ever.
So he's a very nice person. So I just wonder if he'll still be around, Jason Isaacs.
I don't know, but I would kind of like it to be if I was doing it, if I was doing an anthology series type thing, I'd have each of the series, this one's set around original series. I'd have the next one set around Next Generation. I'd have I'd have alternate stories going alongside all the 3-4 major timelines.
Because I suppose you can't have some of the major Star Trek races with you so early, because you can't have the Borg.
You definitely way too early for the Borg.
You can't use the Klingons properly.
Yeah,
Romulans you can't really use as well.
Cardassians you can't really use.
Is the Bajorans those ones?
Bajorans, you don't really see much of the Bajorans until Deep Space Nine.
So when you're earlier on, you're limited, and if you're creating races like Saru,
maybe have the Trill, you know, but the Trill really aren't revealed and, you know, widespread as back then. They exist, the Trill, 'cause they hide in alien. They host in humans.
That's the thing. It's if they did some sort of anthology and jumped forward like 50, 100 years, you could have more of these races around.
Maybe have, you know, an Andorian first mate or an Andorian captain. Andorian captain, do it now.
Andorian, because they have a.
Have him called Jeff.
They have a reptilian navigation officer somewhere on the bridge.
Nah, don't have a Gorn. Gorn
Not
joined the Federation.
Not reptilian. He's like some sort of mech person.
Yeah. But like, have
if you want a Dragon Ball Z reference, that one looks like Frieza.
Have an Andorian captain called Jeff with a glorious white moustache. I mean, that's my.
I saw someone with a
character.
I saw someone with a bad blonde wig in the background in one of the scenes. But yeah, I thought this was another solid episode.
Yeah, it was alright. There's a few annoyances with it, but when out there were a few annoyances with Discovery.
Watching what's happening with the mirror universe, the mirror statements in the forest.
That's honestly the plot I'm most interested in at the minute, and it's the one we're getting given the least of. It's like, no, I want more of the really interesting stuff with Stamens that's going on. I don't give a crap about Burnham and Vok and that. I can go away. Give me the cool sciencey stuff.
I think they have given very limited on that last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have a bit more, because obviously the Tyler Vok thing should be put on the back burner, because essentially it's been. It's because obviously he'll be at the break, but so he'll be probably talking to L'Rell.
Yeah.
So soon that's gonna be like a small part of the next episode, which I would expect it to be. If there was no scene of it next week with Tyrell in the brig talking to L'Rell, I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Which would be quite odd, but not too big, just a nice little bit, just so it's you know what's happening. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, is there anything else you want to say about the episode?
Not particularly. No, I still think the mirror, the Terra Empire uniforms are impractical as all balls, but they look cool. So
that's a positive. Then I was thinking, when the alternative Defiant came in, it's wearing the classic uniforms. It's wearing the red and the blue and the yellow and that sort of thing. Yeah. So perhaps they went. Perhaps they'll just ignore that. I'm guessing they will ignore it, but yeah.
Well, they didn't want the curse of the red shirt, you know.
They give him someone a red shirt. But there hasn't been too many of the crew hasn't exactly died.
Yeah, but I still love the curse of the red shirt. It's one of my favourite things about Star Trek. It's like, there's a character there that I've never seen before, and he's wearing a red shirt. He's gonna die to some sort of bad guy about halfway through the episode, isn't he? Or something.
I would say I'm watching like the Orville, and a lot of them have red shirts on, and none of them have died.
Apart from, I think that was just to
have a joke. Yeah.
There was the occasional red shirt that survived, and you're like, oh, and they sort of become like a semi-permanent character, and then they get killed off. I always loved it when that happened. There was like there was one that I think it was in Voyager, or I can't remember, but there was a red shirt that came in, and you're like, oh, he's obviously gonna die. But one of the other red shirts died, and he survived, and he sort of became like a main-ish character for the episode, and then a few episodes, and you sort of got to like him, and then they killed him off. And you're like, the curse of the red shirt still strikes, but you cared because they actually give him a bit of character development, and you're like, that is how you should do that. That's.
But yeah, so I think that's the end for this week. So I would say if you made it this far, thank you very much.
Yeah. Listen to us ramble.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. So this will be on the Nerds of the Verse and my channel, EuroHybrid.
Yes.
There'll be some rebrand soon of Nerds of the Verse, but
Callum's being Callum.
He wants to change things up, so at some point in the future, this podcast might be appearing on Jacob's own channel at some point.
At some point, it
depends on
how
the Nerds of Verse rebrand, a lot of stuff happens,
and how much effort I can be asked to put.
Yeah. So the moment I'm doing my own gaming channel's running as well. So if you want to look at that and give some hints on how I'm doing, hopefully it's going all right. Still pretty small.
I still need to subscribe to that. I haven't actually subscribed. No. I subscribed on one of my accounts, but just not my main account.
Yes. But yeah, it's only a couple of... Alan Wake, Red Faction Gorilla, and Medieval so far. That's what I'm going through.
Alan Wake is such a good game.
Dragon Age Fighters End of the Month, that's one I'm
hoping.
Going to play that later on. Some very good games coming out soon, so... But anyway, that's something else. Yeah. So, thank you for listening.
Yep.
Leave a comment about this episode, see what you thought about it. And I hope to hear from you soon. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.